Every country is distinctive, and each country's laws are unique as well. These laws sometimes border on the absurd, and other times they point to an important cultural values that may differ from your own. There are countless rules and laws that we must abide by. However, there are laws in some parts of the world that are so bizarre that it's difficult to believe that they're real or even really necessary. Today, we're counting down the top 10 craziest laws around the world, so let's take a look. Before we get further, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. Alright, let's get to it. At number 10, the Salmon Act, 1986. It's illegal to handle salmon in a suspicious circumstance, according to Section 32 of the Salmon Act of 1986. In England or Wales, anyone who receives or disposes of salmon in circumstances where they believe or could reasonably believe that the salmon has been illegally fished commits an offense under this section. 2 years in prison is the maximum penalty. Even though the context may make the law seem less strange, being arrested for suspiciously holding salmon is a pretty funny offense. At number 9, chicken law, Quitman, Georgia. Simply put, the law requires chicken owners to maintain control over their flock at all times. This makes sense when you consider the dangers of allowing farm animals to roam freely, but the specificity of the law prohibiting chickens from crossing the road fits the joke and makes for a funny read. In Gainesville, Georgia, you must eat fried chicken with your bare hands to ensure the safety and sacredness of the chicken. Keep your forks out of their reach. Chicken is described as a culinary delicacy sacred to its municipality in the law. Perhaps this is why chicken requires its own set of transportation regulations. At number 8, the light bulb law, from Australia. Changing a light bulb without valid license was against the law in Victorian times. Taking your light into your own hands resulted in a $10 fine in Australia. A revision to the 1998 Electricity Safety Act, however, brought the law up to date. While the Electricity Safety Act makes it illegal to do your electrical work if you're not licensed, an Energy Safe Victoria spokeswoman said, changing a light bulb and removing a plug from a socket were specifically exempted from this requirement under Order in Council G17. At number 7, Smile Law, Milan, Italy. The law in Milan requires you to smile. It is mandated by an Austro-Hungarian city regulation that has never been repealed. Funeral goers, hospital workers, and those at the bedside of a sick family member were all exempt. For the rest of us, there's no reason to be pessimistic. The alternative is perfectly acceptable. This has to be one of the strangest laws ever. At number 6, the Donkey Law, Arizona. This law was passed in Arizona in 1924 as a result of a public threat case. Once upon a time, a merchant let his donkey sleep in a bathtub. When the local dam burst, the town was flooded and the donkey was washed a mile down the valley. It survived, but it took a lot of time and effort on the part of the community to save it. Shortly after, this law was passed. At number 5, the Dog Law, Turin, Italy. According to a new law passed by the city council in Turin, Italy, dog owners who don't walk their pets at least 3 times a day will be fined up to 500 euros. Italy is an animal-loving country, and stray cats are protected by law in many cities. Turin police would rely heavily on tipsters spotting cruel treatment by neighbors to enforce the law. Turin has the country's most stringent animal protection laws. They even make it illegal for fairgrounds to give away goldfish in bags. At number 4, the Chewing Gum Law, Singapore. When fools break the rules, we're all affected. In 1992, Singapore banned all gum substances after vandals messed up the MRT system with chewing gum, costing the Housing and Development Board $150,000 a year to clean gum litter. Except for nicotine and therapeutic dental gums, anyone importing, selling, or manufacturing gum in Singapore risks being fined and or imprisoned. At number 3, the Selfie Law, Sri Lanka. You're turning your back on Buddha when you take a selfie with him. In Sri Lanka, this act of disrespect is punishable by imprisonment. It's also considered impolite to point a finger at Buddha, and taking photographs with the statues is sometimes prohibited. Although it's not illegal to have Buddha tattoos, a British woman was sentenced to 3 days in prison in 2014 for having inappropriate tattoos of the man whom 70% of Sri Lankans believe is a prophet and avatar of the god Vishnu. At number 2, the Dance Law, Japan. Japan reminded us of the country version of Footloose. Dancing after midnight has been prohibited for generations because it's considered to be too sinful. It was just too American, to be honest. The ban was enacted in 1948 while U.S. troops were occupying Japan to prevent liberal Americans from corrupting Japan's good citizens. After the ban was lifted in 2005, it's now legal to dance after midnight as long as it's not in the dark. After the clock strikes 12, revelers must go to well-lit nightclubs to get their groove on. And at number 1, the Bigfoot Law, Colombia, Canada. When Bigfoot, also known as Sasquatch, was first seen in the 1800s, British Columbia made it illegal to kill it. No proof of this hairy, giant creature has ever been captured, but if you find it and kill it without a proper hunting license, you could be fined up to $250K. Well guys, that was it for this video. What'd you think about it? Let us know in the comments below. If you're new to our channel, be sure to subscribe and ring that bell to get notified about our latest videos. Thanks for watching.